Welcome to Key Tech. Please describe this channel if you are interested in today's video. Since India's business environment has always been criticized, foreign companies invest in India to increase employment opportunities and help India develop its manufacturing economy. But when foreign companies made money in India and occupied an important market share, India began to make trouble and wanted to keep the money in India. As a result, various charges of tax evasion were placed on foreign companies. This time India went even further. It made a sudden move and arrested employees of the Chinese company Vivo, and the official response was official. Looking at the global market, if you want to find a market with the worst business environment, India is probably on the list, and Xiaomi is deeply aware of this. In 2014, Xiaomi officially entered the Indian market, established a stable industrial chain in India, hired a large number of Indian employees, and solved the local population employment problem. It also earned a certain amount of revenue and became one of the most popular mobile phone brands in India. 1. At first, India treated millet as a guest, asking for land and subsidies. Nearly 10 years have passed, and India has also begun to burn bridges. It directly accused Xiaomi of violating the Foreign Exchange Management Law and confiscated Xiaomi's assets in India worth 4.8 billion yuan without saying a word. No matter how Xiaomi appeals, the answer given by India is no. In short, the money will not be returned. But unexpectedly, after Xiaomi, other Chinese companies were also targeted by India. This time it became Vivo. According to reports, India has arrested employees of the Chinese smartphone brand Vivo in India. India made arrests in the name of fighting financial crimes, accusing Vivo employees in India of money laundering. It is worth mentioning that before India arrested Chinese company employees, it also accused Chinese companies such as Xiaomi and Vivo of helping local news websites illegally transfer funds. In a short period of time, India has made trouble one after another, with accusations and actions against Chinese companies emerging one after another. Behind these actions, India did not provide any evidence to prove that it directly entered the offices of Chinese companies to examine and arrest people. Some of the actions were based on suspicion of tax evasion, while others were allegation of illegal remittances. If you know India well, you will know that these reasons are just self-justification and nothing more. Otherwise, India would have made the evidence public long ago. The Indian market makes foreign companies both love and hate it. They are reluctant to part with this huge consumer market, but they also have to endure India's trumped-up charges and various coercive means of fines. This time India arrested a Vivo employee. What is the official response? According to news coming on October 11th, Vivo stated that it strictly abides by local laws and regulations in India, is paying close attention to the investigation, and will take all feasible legal measures to respond. Vivo has made it obvious that it has no problem, and will actively respond and take corresponding legal measures. Some people may think that it is really the company's own problem, that is why it is targeted by India. It can only be said that the outside world does not understand what the Indian business environment is like. It is accidental that one company is targeted, and it can be a coincidence that two companies are targeted. However, there are many foreign companies that have suffered setbacks in the Indian market. In 2018, India's antitrust regulator fined Google 13.5 billion rupees. The fine comes as Google is accused of abusing its dominant position in the Indian market by restricting other companies from displaying ads on its search engine. In 2019, India's antitrust regulator fined Microsoft subsidiary Microsoft India Private Limited 1.39 billion rupees. The fine comes as Microsoft is accused of abusing its dominant position in the Indian market by limiting competition in operating systems and office software. In the Indian market for decades, Samsung, Amazon, Xiaomi, Coca-Cola, and other conceivable foreign corporate giants have basically been fined in India. Is this all a coincidence? It is not without reason that netizens concluded that India makes money and spends money in India, and one wants to take it home. They hope that Vivo's incident will have a happy ending. India has taken action against foreign companies more than once. Foreign companies value the potential of the Indian market, so they do not leave easily, and they cannot abandon their layout for many years. Take Vivo as an example. Vivo entered the Indian market in 2014 and has since responded to the Made in India policy by establishing a mobile phone factory in India and recruiting local employees. As of the data released in 2021, Vivo has 10,000 employees in India and has the ability to produce 60 million mobile phones annually. Like Xiaomi, Vivo is one of the most popular Chinese mobile phone brands in the country. But like Xiaomi, Vivo is being targeted by India. India is stubborn and determined to take action against Chinese companies. Perhaps it is because of its certain achievements in India's manufacturing industry and knowing that foreign companies cannot leave at will, so it wants to take back the money made by foreign companies. Of course, if you can't reach out directly, you have to put some name on it, so all kinds of tax evasion and suspected financial crimes are put on Chinese companies. The cost of India's stubbornness is obvious. Foreign companies that want to enter the Indian market in the future will definitely re-examine and proceed with caution. The manufacturing industry that India has finally established may be disrupted. If more and more foreign companies are unwilling to tolerate the welcome of doing business in India, they are likely to sell out in large quantities. Even if India has unlimited business prospects, compared with doing business safely, it seems secondary. India's huge labor force is India's advantage. However, after foreign companies withdraw their investment, the demographic advantage cannot be converted into dividends. It depends on whether India can wake up in time.